Good evening, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Tonight on the SEC ESPN Network, it's college basketball. The 5-4 LSU Tigers out of the SEC beat the 4-4 Alabama State Hornets from the SWAC. Come on inside the Merriman Center. My partner is Victor Howell, a former Tulsa Golden Hurricane, NBA, and college basketball analyst. I'm Len Rollins. LSU has profited from the consistency of Vanderbilt transfer Jordan Wright, who, by the way, also is the SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year.
Last 5 games, he's been the steadiest of all the Tigers. Comes into the nice ball game, second on the team in scoring, just over 13 points a clip. He's also had just under 5 rebounds per contest, leading the team with 16 assists and also getting it done on the defense with 18 steals.
And if you're looking for the Alabama State Hornets' best scorer, it's junior T.J. Madlock. He is the son of the coach. He leads the way, nearly 16 a game and 5 rebounds per contest, and comes in with very good credentials. So we are set to go here, LSU in white, the Hornets in black. Basketball in the Maravich Center as the Tigers look to go 2 above, but 500 on the year. And the Hornets are 4-4 as we stand in and get ready to play. The lineups you will see tonight represent the first time for both teams that this particular quintet has been on the floor to start the game. Baker down low. The lefty spinning, pivoting, fadeaway hook, no good. Rebound taken off by LSU. A nice offensive rebound, but the ball is lost. Lonnie Wilkinson had it, did not control it, but a shot is short, and here come the Tigers on the attack. Hines, Matlock, Range, Coleman, and Ocon. And LSU strikes first with the 3 ball from Jordan Wright. Victor, you spoke about him just a moment ago. He has been very steadfast for the Tigers. Williams and Wright and Wilkinson and Reed and Baker in a first-time lineup for LSU.
Yeah, Jordan Wright's hit 3 3-point field goals in each of the last 2 outings for the Tigers and opens up this ball game with a deep ball.
Fadeaway jump shot is long. That one missing by Hines, and a scramble for it along the baseline. And I believe it's going to go back to the home team. It will. There's Tony Madlock, second season as Alabama State head coach. 15 games under 500 to this point. But this is, of course, a team, as most SWAC members are, a team that really plays well above its head in preseason. Travels all over the country to pick up games.
Tony Madlock had an outstanding college career. He played at the University of Memphis. You might have heard of his guard. Penny Hardaway.
There's a 3. Ripped home by Range. He showed long range with that shot.
And 11 of his 16 field goals coming into tonight's ball game are from behind the 3-point line, so he is definitely one of their favorites in terms of taking the long ball.
Range did not play in the first 4 games because of injury, but he has started the last 4, and now 5 in a row. This is Baker at the top. Hand off to Williams. 3 ball is off the iron, and the rebound snatched by big Ubong Ocon. He's from Nigeria. Three apiece, only 1 bucket each. Pull-up jump shot, right elbow is good. Drained by C.J. Hines. He has started every game and averaging 12.5 with 3 rebounds.
Well, he did a nice job of coming off that big screen by Ocon, and I mean big because of the frame that he brings onto the floor. 7'1", 235, curled right around him, had the open jumper.
One of the problems for LSU this year has been guard play and a lot of turnovers. They want to avoid that tonight. Matt McMahon in his second season as LSU head coach. 4 games under 500. The Tigers only lost 1 game in pre-conference play last year in Matt McMahon's first campaign with a roster that he had to completely rebuild in the spring before the season. But, of course, had very little success in the SEC. Wright comes up short. He'll get it back as the ball is on the floor. Makes a bounce pass down to Baker, and the two-handed clutch gives LSU a tie at 5.
Alabama State was focusing on Wright, thinking it was a loose ball, and had 2 players go against him. Once he picked it up, they forgot about Baker standing right behind him. Good floor awareness by Wright to get it to the big fan.
Range puts it on the floor. He's defended by Williams. This is Hines. Range from deep. Left it short this time. LSU rebounds. Williams lopes into front court. He'll take it down the left side of the lane, trying to draw contact. Leaves it a little bit thin off the window. Hines for 3. Baker rebounds. This is Wilkinson. Had a tough time from three-point range recently. Has Wilkinson. In fact, I think he's 0 for his last 11.
Wilkinson is the one change in the starting lineup. He only started 1 game this season. That was the beginning of the year, as you were talking about this being a new lineup. He's just 4 of 21 now from deep after that miss.
That's a blocking foul as Reed was powering his way in down the right side of the lane. And we'll take a timeout with 15 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the opening period. LSU 5. Both teams tied.
7 field goal attempts from Alabama State. 3 of those 7 have been from long range. LSU's taken 8 field goals. Half of those have been 3-pointers. It'll be interesting to see if the Hornets can get on a run, because one of the problems this LSU defense has had is defending the 3-pointers. Opponents come into this ball game making just under 10 3-pointers a game against LSU, 3 more than what the Tigers make on average per game. Coming out of the timeout, already one substitution, Trey Hannibal into the ball game. Wilkinson at the bench.
He's a senior from Elliott, South Carolina, by way of Murray State. And a blocking foul called underneath the rim again.
And Will Baker sitting down after that first timeout as well.
Fountain is in the game for LSU. Derek Fountain out of Holly Springs, Mississippi, and Mississippi State. A 6'10 senior who brings some length to the court and quick jumping ability.
He's also been very, very consistent in his last 3 games. Hasn't taken a lot of field goals. Taken 11, but he's hit 7 of those 11 in the last 3 games.
Reed leaves the free throw short. Reed will try to undo the tie, but he misses both free throws. And the deep rebound is claimed by T.J. Madlock, who gets 5 a game. Coleman sets the pick, but nobody can shoot behind it. Madlock guarded by Hannibal. Lots of contact and the ball taken away underneath the rim. Stolen by Mike Williams. Williams lobs it down to Fountain. It looked like he wanted to shoot it off the pass, Victor, but it looked like that ball might have just rolled away, and it forced him to come back down on the court and start over.
Yeah, a little bit of momentum taking him too far down to the baseline. A nice job of recovering, though, keeping possession. Here it is, coming right at you. Watch how it goes high. You see he kind of double pumps on it, has to come back down, but then on the spin, draws the contact to go to the line. Fouls on Eric Coleman, 6'8" senior forward.
Fountain has been a good free throw shooter this year. After that make, he is 13 for 16. That's better than 80%. The Tigers have been a nice free throw shooting team overall at 72%. Fountain is playing in his 10th game, and he has come off the bench in each of those games. (7-5) Tigers over the Hornets. That's going to be an offensive foul. Somebody got clotheslined in the process. And the foul goes against Alabama State.
Watch again. It looked like collateral damage. Watch, here comes the Hornets coming here. Well, they called the contact because Hannibal got caught in the middle of it, but it looked like the Hornet took out his own teammate.
That was the old double whacker.
One of the rare opportunities you see an offensive foul call for knocking down your own man.
Right.
You don't see it a lot. Coleman has 2 fouls, so that's why he had to come out of the game.
Reed takes it all the way in and scoops it in. Jalen Reed. Hannibal and Williams and Wright and Reed and Fountain on the floor defensively for the Tigers. Hines, Parker, Madlock, Reed, and Range right now for the Hornets. Range gets the defender in the air, but he's cut off by Fountain. He'll shoot anyway, and Reed grabs the rebound.
A pretty quick start. Hornets are now going on 3.5 minutes, almost 4 minutes now without a field goal.
9-5 Tigers. Williams gets it to Reed, lowers his shoulder, and he's fouled and traveled before the contact.
Too much motion after that head fake. Got caught underneath the backboard. Tried to throw a big fake, get the defender in the air, which he did. That drew the foul, but wound up moving the feet before the contact.
Stephen Walker enters the game for the Hornets. He's averaging 6.3 points and 4.3 rebounds. He has started the last 4 games and had 11 points off the bench against Iowa, so he's been productive. Coleman to Parker. Over to Smith. Back to Parker. The left-hander takes the deep 3. Almost wedged it. 2 Tigers are there for the rebound. It's claimed by Fountain. Reed putting it on the floor. Takes it all the way and scores with the scoop with the left hand.
That's 2 nice drives by Reed, one on each side of the basket. Last time down the floor went right side. That time cutting through, goes left side of the rim for the hoop.
LSU's lead has moved to 6. An 8-0 run for the Tigers.
Hornets showing very little patience right now on the offensive end. A lot of quick shots.
Baker will come back in at the next whistle for the Tigers. And a traveling violation as Fountain started to make a move along the baseline. Baker replaces, let's see, he replaces Reed.
Third turnover for LSU with that travel by Fountain on the baseline. Saw the lane, tried to get down there, just had those feet moving before the ball hit the floor.
Range backs up and takes the 3. And that ball is saved from going out of bounds. 3-ball up, and a 3-ball is knocked home by Madlock, and it was Madlock who saved it from going out of bounds.
It's only right that he got the points after the hustle he did down to the far corner to even save that possession.
The Tigers turn it over again, a 2-on-1 break, and a score on a sweeping layup by Sean Smith, averaging 6.8 off the bench, nearly 7 a game in a reserve role. He had 15 against Oglethorpe. 11-10, LSU's lead, which was 6, is now 1. Fountain was fouled. And he will shoot free throws when we return. 11:57 to go in the first half. LSU 11, Alabama State 10.
This is the first time out to the second time out, 2 of 7 from the floor.
Well, that's consistent, is it not?
If nothing else.
While we've got a minute, I want to mention a little bit of an oddity. I just noticed the headline. North Dakota State beat somebody 108-14 the other night. 108-14. It beat Oak Hills Christian College, which has 94 students. 11 of them play on the basketball team. But talking about mismatches, 108 to 14.
Applaud them for the effort.
And the guaranteed check.
You say mismatch and big scores. I thought you were going back 24 hours from the same seats we were sitting in.
We'll take a look at that at halftime.
We'll talk about that later.
Fountain hits one of two. And the lead is 2 for the Tigers. Smith uses the pick. Comes up firing from the free throw line. It's no good. Oh, Hannibal went down hard, but he gets up. That could have been really bad. On the other end, a blocking foul. Let's see if they call it before the shot.
If you've seen the way Hannibal's put together, he went down hard. You better check the floor.
Yeah,
what about him?
You're right, but I thought the back of his head was about to crack against the wood.
There's Carlos Stewart with the drive, drawing the contact. Now, this is somebody LSU would like to see get back into a groove. He started 7 of 9 games this season. He's been on the bench for the last couple games for the Tigers, maybe trying to get a feel for the game and get in that rhythm. Last 6 games, Carlos Stewart has 10 points total, 4 of 22 from the floor.
He's now 5 of 7 from the free throw line.
He can score. His first team all West Coast Conference at Santa Clara with over 15 points a game. So this is one of those players Matt McMahon wants to see kind of really get adjusted into the system and get comfortable on the offensive end.
That one is stroked home. A pull-up jump shot nicely executed.
Madlock's taken
by
over.
Madlock, yeah. Averaging nearly 16 a game.
He focused on him at the start. He has certainly become the offensive threat here in the last couple of possessions.
Madlock transferred from South Carolina State and was the SWAC newcomer of the year last season. You know, you were talking about Stewart, and Stewart represents a need for LSU, and that need is better backcourt play, both in scoring and operating the offense, and that's something that this 3 or 4 or 5 guard contingent has got to get better for LSU.
And he can lend experience to Mike Williams III, who's been doing it on the starting lineup. He's a true freshman. Carlos Stewart, who graduated here in Baton Rouge at the Dunham School, he has experience from all of his seasons out on the West Coast. So certainly can play a big leadership role for the Tigers.
Baker battling down low, trying to establish position. He can't do it. Now comes away from the post and wants the ball. Just standing there to take a 3 instead. A fadeaway jumper is good. Ripped home by Wilkinson. Not a particularly high percentage shot, but he was able to lift and put a lot of air under it and drew only cotton.
Good to see him get that basket. That's his first basket in his last 10 field goal attempts. Spanning a couple of games for the Tigers, so it's good to see him get back in the scoring column.
LSU by 3. Madlock off the rim and a rebound foul called. And it'll go against LSU.
Back and look at Milwaukee Wilkinson's last bucket. Drive to the baseline. Watch controlling that dribble. Just spins opposite way towards the bench. So he takes the long way on the spin, but nice up and in.
He made it look easy, but that's a difficult shot.
Yes, it is. He turn the other direction, then spins the long way around, and he got it to go. Made it look good.
Off the pick, a jumper rattles out by Hines. And a foul on the sideline. Baker called for that foul. That's his first. 2
big bodies just running in the corner. Momentum. Takes a little while to stop that momentum with those 2 big bodies. Baker just ran into the back of them. Ocon got there first, was holding on to the possession, trying to throw it off of him, got pushed from behind.
Stephen Walker will put it in play. Hines, an NAIA All-America at Faulkner. Can't do anything with it on the outside. Gets it to Murdoch. Hines wants it back. Instead, it goes to the left side. Pull-up jump shot. Good off the glass. That's going to be a two-pointer for Amar Knox. Averaging 6.6 off the bench along with 3 rebounds. And he's had 3 double-figure scoring games.
Desperation shot with 2 to go on the shot clock, and the desperation goes in off the backboard.
We've got a 1-point game. LSU leading by the barest of margins. Baker takes the 3, can't get it to go. He is a capable outcourt shooter. That would look good on release, but he missed it. Walker for 3 over Reed, no. Deep rebound, saved in the corner by Hines. Murdoch on the back cut to the left side and nails it. That was a really good pass by Knox. He found the teammate, Victor, and was able to find a schism through the defense.
Well, and the Reed, the credit goes to Matlock because Carlos Stewart had his eyes on the ball and lost it for a second. Matlock went back door, and you're right, it was a beautiful pass, but that's because Carlos Stewart got caught in no man's land.
LSU trailing by 1 as Murdoch brings it up. I should say Madlock. And we've got contact along the baseline. I think they're going to get it Wilkinson. They do. That's his second. And Wilkinson will lead now and be replaced by Jordan Wright. 8:22 to go in the first half. And the Hornets have the lead by 1.
Somebody got lost. Air ball.
That came up well short by Hines.
Yeah, Tigers got lucky that time on the inbound because the Hornets set a double screen and 2 Tigers went one direction and left the Hornet wide open on the wing. And then he dribbled to get a little closer, needed to take another dribble. He got closer for a 15-footer, shot at 12.
This is the thumbs down play. Let's see what rotation LSU goes with. Baker's got it low. Uses the right hand and scores. Baker with the baby hook with the right hand. He was knocked down, but nonetheless gives LSU a 1-point lead with 7:50 to go in the first half.
LSU took advantage of a nice passing lane because the Hornets are in a zone defense. It should be that open, but they were able to zip it down to the block to Baker.
That's lost by Hines. Here come the Tigers. They've got 4-on-1. And that's the result. The lay-in by Williams as LSU had heads up looking at everybody running down the court. That's his first bucket. Williams, that ball almost intercepted by Wright. Pull-up jump shot from 19, way off the mark. Madlock missed it left. And we've got a timeout with 7:16 to play in the first half. LSU 19, the Hornets half. LSU up by 3. Antonio T.J. Madlock, the coach's son, off to a good start in the first half.
Yeah, he's the leader of this ball club, as you mentioned earlier. He's 2-time SWAC Player of the Week this season. Second team preseason All-SWAC. Newcomer of the year. He's been their leader on the offensive end. There's that backdoor cut when it got Carlos Stewart looking the other direction. He's had a good start for a team that started to lose its composure, but Madlock was the reason they got back into this thing. 7 points on 3 of 7 shooting. Already also has 7 rebounds, closing in on a double-double. 7 minutes to go. It's lucky 7s across the board for Madlock.
Good stuff for him. He's attempted 1 3-pointer, and he nailed it.
Right now, both teams have made 7 field goals. Biggest difference, LSU's been to the free throw line 8 times and made 4. Alabama State has yet to go to the free throw line.
They come out in a zone this time, Victor.
Yeah, remember, this is what they were in last possession as well, and that's when LSU had a chance to find Baker on the block and left it open.
Reed dribbles his way on the baseline into a lot of traffic, and a whistle as a result.
If he's getting that sort of access into the lane, that tells you LSU is stretching out that zone defense, because zone, by definition, you're guarding an area of the floor, and you're stretching them out. That's giving you bigger lanes to drive. It should be more packed in. A nice recognition to be able to drive the lane and go up to force the contact for Jalen Reed.
Reed is right under a 70% free throw shooter.
The reason why the Hornets might have decided to go zone defense is they're being outscored in the paint 10-2.
Reed has 6. LSU's lead is 5. That's one short of the largest lead in the first half for the Tigers. Smith waves the basketball around near midcourt. Now weaves his way in, gets by Baker and scoops it home.
Well, a lot of dribbling by Sean Smith, but in the end, he was able to make it count for the Hornets. One quick crossover hesitation dribble caught Mike Williams off balance. He was able to get to the lane and put it up and in.
And then he was able to juke Baker and get around him. That's his second bucket. Here's Baker facing the hoop. Uses the left hand, and it's thin off the window. That's one the big guy would like to have back. Here's Smith again. Throws it out to the right side. And a reverse layup is no good, but a foul called. And they will send Isaiah Range to the free throw line. He's a transfer from Tarleton State. He didn't play in the first 4 games because he was injured. But he started the last 5 now, averaging 11.3 points and 3 rebounds. He's also got 11 triples on the year. Range had an earlier 3 ball, but that's been his only field goal. Four points for Range. Alabama State offered some token pressure and now falls back into the zone. Williams wants it at the top. He's standing on the right side of the formation, and he's got it now. Fakes right, dribbles left, comes up firing, misses it off to the left side. Side iron missed.
See, if they're going to play zone defense and stretch it that far, you don't need 5 white jerseys just standing around. Put some motion into it and make them decide whether to follow you or to stay in that zone and open up a lane. Just standing there doesn't do anything.
Wright nearly picked it off. But instead, it is a bucket.
That's Madlock, and that's heads-up play because he knew the shot clock didn't reset. It was under 10 after he came from midcourt. He found the lane, but all the way to the basket.
21 apiece. It's the 3rd time in the first half. These teams have forged a tie. Here's Reed, and he scores, and he's fouled. And a fine feed from great distance by Jordan Wright. Reed has a chance to pick up his 9th point at the free throw line.
Cross-court pass as he comes down the lane. There's a little motion for you out of the white jerseys. A nice job of splitting 2 defenders. Draws the contact and will earn a 3-pointer the old-fashioned way.
LSU makes a substitution. It's Fountain, Ward, Reed, Wright, and Williams on the floor. 24-21 after the lay-in and the foul shot. .450 to play, first half. Range gets it over to Hines. Back to Range. He'll spade and fire. Bingo! That was a deep deuce. Not an easy shot. We've got a 1-point game with 4.5 to play first half.
Range's season average is at 11 points, and that's basically what his career average has been. Very, very consistent player.
A very long 3-ball in the air, and it's a little bit strong against the back iron. And the Tigers can't get to it. Williams touched it. And then there was a penalty as he stepped on the sideline.
Great hustle by Williams coming in the sideline, almost directly in front of us, hit the deck. Wasn't able to save it. Can't fault the effort. Might question the 3-point shot that LSU took right there when they've had so much success getting it down in the paint.
And plenty of time left on the shot clock as well.
Don't need to rush it.
Hines uses the pick. Pass goes across the defense.
There he is. There's that man going again.
That is Matlock.
12. 12.7 rebounds here in the first half for Matlock.
And the Hornets have a 26-24 lead. It's the 5th time we've had a lead change. Williams at the top. Makes a bad pass down to Fountain. That one was easily intercepted. Reed threw it right to a defender. Range. This is side right. Saved in the corner. Back to Range. Puts it on the floor. Goes baseline. Hanging in the air. And that's blocked. Reed coming the other way. And Reed gives it up. And then there's a Tiger down hard on the court. Let's see if Tyrell Ward is okay. We'll take a timeout. Everybody will start massaging the bruises here. It's 3:22 to play in the first half. The Hornets lead it by a bucket.
Live sports.
9 points, 4 boards, almost 10 points a game on average, shooting 57%. That's one of those feel-good stories where he was a contributor in bits and pieces one year, then you're given the opportunity. Then, like I said, that Charleston, 3-game little stint they had at Charleston, all of a sudden you can get some newfound confidence. Got in there and started playing a little more aggressively, asserting himself a little more, and now 5 double-digit games through nine, won in, 30 games last year.
Ward will be shooting free throws. LSU has only 8 field goals on its own court in the first half. The Hornets have 11 and are 3 for 9 from three-point range. LSU has offered 7 of the outcourt shots, but converted only 1. The Tigers remain close because they have outscored the Hornets 8-1 now at the free throw line. 26-25. Hornets by 1, 3:13 to go. Hannibal is picked off. Reed comes over to cut off the dribbler. Throw back to the Octave for the 3. And it's going to go back to LSU with 3:02 to go.
Oakland's biggest problem there is to put the ball on the floor. The big fella got the rebound. Tried to dribble. You see, he's frustrated because he was right there under the rim with that big frame. Probably could have tried to go back up. Instead, tried to dribble, get a little closer, and instead lost the ball.
He's listed at 7 feet 1 inches at 230, averaging 3 points and 5 rebounds off the bench. Hannibal for 3, and he rams it home. LSU needed that. It's only the second 3-ball conversion in the first half.
And his second on the season.
And Hannibal takes it away and slams it home. From distance and then from point-blank range, Trey Hannibal fires up the Tigers. A 6'2 senior from Elliott, South Carolina by way of... Half the shot clock to play with. Wright gets it to Reed, and his pocket is picked. Hines made the steal, and here comes Alabama State. Hines turns defense into offense.
C.J. Hines, good presence of mind. He switches hands, went left side and went back, changed hands for the layup, protected it, didn't get it blocked, and just like that now, it's Matt McMahon calling timeout.
And Baker will re-enter the game. He's been on the bench a few minutes. This is a short timeout. Let's go back and look at how the Hornets come back and take the lead.
You see the quick hands by Hines as LSU was trying to drive the ball with Reed. He reached the steal. Look, watch him switch hands here. He goes left hand and then switches it right, still protects it to where he doesn't get it blocked and is able to get it in off the glass with 2 Tigers trailing them in Alabama State. Feeling very confident that this game has not gotten away from them. LSU had the chance to do it earlier, but now they brought it right back to take a lead.
Let's put this in perspective because Alabama State earlier this year played Ole Miss. Ole Miss is the only undefeated team in the SEC right now, and it was a 10-point game in Oxford. So very, very competitive in the first game of the season for Alabama State against the Rebels. They have played some top-notch SEC competition.
You're right, 10-point loss there. Bit of a blowout when they played at Iowa. They played Memphis, which was a return for their head coach. They lost that one 92-75. They got a big game coming up. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Six to shoot. Almost fumbled away. Hannibal is able to recover it, hanging in the air, scooping it up. Two players hit the deck. Now three are down.
Called an offensive foul. Called that on Hannibal.
Everybody gets up and appears to be okay.
A little bit out of control for the Tigers coming out of that timeout. Hannibal had to go save it, but the shot clock was under 5. He realizes that here he goes, trying to go to the basket, but he just runs into the big fella. We mentioned it, 7'1", 230, holding his ground. Offensive foul.
There's a long three from the man of the hour, C.J. Hines, and this is the largest lead in the first half for the Hornets. It's by 4.
I'm not trying to say Hines was feeling good after that breakaway layup and that three-pointer, but after that three-pointer, he held the follow through and gave a little stare down afterwards.
There's about a 30-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Baker trying to spin, and he draws the foul.
They call the travel.
Oh, they do call the travel.
Yeah, he was going baseline. He picked up his dribble. When he did, he was still too far underneath the rim, but that's because he couldn't get around the 7'1" Ocon. Trying to go baseline. Watch again. Ocon's giving it. Well, he's giving space. He keeps backing up, and here's the spin. Now he realizes, oh man, I got a lot of room. Tries to go reverse it, but he takes the extra step because he stopped on one side of the lane, was trying to get to the other side of the lane. Short of a miracle play and a foul, Alabama State's going to go into halftime with the lead on the road.
There's about a 4-second difference between the clocks. An 8-0 run by Alabama State. Mountain with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. None. LSU did not get a shot away and had time to do so. And so, a flurry at the end of the first half by Alabama State, and LSU not able to get a shot away with its last possession.